Welcome back to the 4thDown podcast. I'm your host, Alex, and today we're going to be talking about more free agency. Crazy stuff happening this week. Lots of action. Well, last week, pretty much. Well, no, it's technically this week. But beside the point, lots of amazing stuff happening in the NFL this week. Lots of great stuff. But I want to talk about one particular thing today, and that is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because we don't really talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers much on this channel so far. And I will say, when I was doing that video with the best moves in free agency, I forgot to put the Steelers in it because I personally thought the Steelers had a hell of a free agency year. And not just for Michael Pittman. They got Jamal Dean, Rico Dowdle. They signed a couple other guys too. Jaquan Brisker is a good move in my opinion. He played for safety for Chicago Bears. And a few other guys, too. Like, they have a pretty good free agency this season. But the two I want to focus on more is Michael Pittman Jr., which is the big trade that Pittsburgh did. They've traded him. They got him for a 6th-round pick, which I thought was kind of a steal, to be honest. Like, 6th-round pick for Michael Pittman. So they must have really just wanted him gone. I don't know. I thought Michael Pittman was a decent receiver. I think it was worth more than a 6th-round pick. And the Steelers only had to give up, again, a 6th-round pick. He's obviously the talk of the hour when it comes to Pittsburgh Steelers. But the one I want to talk about, and because a lot of people don't really appreciate this guy enough. Maybe they do. But for my opinion, I think Rico Dowdle is probably the best signing and one of the most underrated signings in this year's free agency class. Do the Steelers not know what kind of a stud they have in Rico Dowdle? And by Steelers, I mean Steeler fans. I'm sure there's some Steeler fans that are really high about a signing, and some Steeler fans are like, what? Rico Dowdle is a stud. I mean, we knew that a couple years ago at the Cowboys when he rushed for all of them amazing games, and he had like a big one against the Packers. Rico Dowdle is... He kind of reminds me of David Montgomery in a way. Like I like running backs that run hard. You know what I mean? Like Isaiah Pacheco, David Montgomery, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry. I like those running backs that... There's a difference between fast running backs and running backs that are just built to... What I'm trying to say. I'll get back to it. But anyways, Rico Dowdle. The man had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, and he's a stud. Right, and with the Steelers' offense, and hopefully, hopefully Aaron Rodgers goes back. I think that's their best option until they get a good quarterback. We'll see. But with him at the quarterback position, along with Rico Dowdle and Jalen Warren, that's gonna be a really fun duo to watch. Jalen Warren's a shifty running back also, and for Rico Dowdle to go in that offense to help him out is huge. Now, the Steelers' offense will need a little bit of help too, which they could address that in the draft. But if they can get a few pieces here and there to help the draft class, then they'll be fine. Now, let's talk about the other guy, Michael Pittman Jr. Again, another key weapon to this offense to help alongside DK Metcalf, because that was a big problem with Steelers last season. All they had on the offensive side when it comes to receivers was DK Metcalf. Calvin Austin showed some flashes, I guess. Marquez Valdes-Scantling was Aaron's old buddy. He had a couple nice catches here and there, but it's not going to help you win a Super Bowl. Getting Michael Pittman's big, but the only problem is who's throwing the ball. And I will say, too, I think the Steelers should go with Aaron Rodgers if Aaron Rodgers wants to come back. Obviously, the Steelers have to wait for a decision. I don't blame the Steelers if they go after another quarterback because Aaron's taking forever. But Aaron Rodgers, he was probably the best quarterback for the Steelers since Big Ben of 2021. And you can make an argument with that. He helped the team win a division. The offense felt smooth. The offense didn't really force a lot of turnovers. And you could tell there's confidence with the offense. Between Russ and Justin Fields from 2024 to Aaron Rodgers 2025, which, real quick about Justin Fields, I feel like Steelers didn't really give him a fair shot, but that's a whole nother story. But I want to talk mainly about Russell Wilson. the offense just didn't feel like a confidence when Russell Wilson was at the helm. When Aaron came, it felt like a whole different thing. Like, they were firing all cylinders. They finally get stuff going. But now they have Michael Pittman. So if Aaron comes back and Michael Pittman's their wide receiver 2, alongside Keith Darnell Washington, and you got Rico Dowdle too, amazing. Defensively, they got Jamal Dean and Jaquan Brisker, which Jamal Dean was a stud of cornerback, fears back with the Bucks. Still pretty solid for the team, so it can definitely help out alongside with Jalen Ramsey. Jaquan Brisker is a good safety too. Not elite, but he's up there with good. Played for Chicago again. Good. A good hitter too. Plays hard to the ball, but that's pretty much it, man. Like I said, the Steelers made some good moves. The Michael Pittman Jr. and Rico Dowdle ones are probably the best ones in my opinion, because we have two guys like that, like Rico Dowdle, a hard hitting running back, and Michael Pittman who can help out the offensive wide receiver too. It can be a much better rhythm offense for the Steelers, as long as they get their quarterback that they want for long term. So we'll see what happens. But hey, thank you for listening to the 4thDown podcast. My name is Alex, and thank you all for listening. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and please follow us on X, Instagram, and TikTok. X and Instagram are mainly your news and trending stuff. TikTok is more like polls and stuff and other stuff. I said stuff twice. Ignore that, please. But thank you for listening to the 4thDown podcast. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.